the Logitech Brio 4K webcam versus the Avermedia PW513. Which one of these webcams is the best 4K webcam on planet Earth? You can make your own judgment in this video. Watch all the way to the end. I'm going to go over all of the features of both of these webcams. I'm going to show you them side by side, with green screen, without green screen. I'm even going to show you the software that comes with both of them, compare and contrast them. I've put 1,000 hours into this webcam, and I am now blown away by the way the PW513 looks. Let's not hold out any longer. I'm just going to show them to you. Currently, you're looking at my DSLR camera. Now, we're going to switch to the Logitech Brio. This is the Logitech Brio on the same green screen configuration. It is currently capturing a 4K signal. This is Logitech Brio. Looks pretty good, right? Not quite as good as the DSLR, but still pretty good. Now we're going to switch to the Avermedia PW513. And this is the Avermedia PW513. Ooh, Brio. I'm blown away by the Avermedia PW513. It probably is better than the Brio now. And it's almost as good as my low-end DSLR camera. Look, you can make your own judgment. Let me just go ahead and kick us over to a wide shot now of the Avermedia PW513. Here it is. And as you can see, it almost perfectly chroma keys me with this ultra wide shot. It's more than 90 degrees. This lens right here, it's more than 90 degrees. It is 94 degrees field of view. Let me turn off the chroma key so you can see the way it looks without the chroma key. Here it is without the chroma key. Do you see the level of detail? I'm at arm's length on this camera right now. Do you see the insane level of detail with this webcam? This is the Avermedia PW513. I'll go over all the features. I just want to show you the cams before we go into the features and the accessories. Now let's switch to the Logitech Brio. All right, and this is the Logitech Brio with its wide shot. And now let me go ahead and turn off the chroma key with the Logitech Brio so that you can see what that looks like. There it is. Here's the Logitech Brio without the chroma key. In the same similar situation, it's at arm's length right next to the other camera, same lighting, etc. Both of these webcams look pretty good, right? All right, let's go ahead and get into the accessories of both of these cameras so that we can determine which ones maybe have the right feature set for you. Starting with the Avermedia PW513, the one that just entered the market, and everybody's flipping out about this camera. Why? Well, first of all, one of the big differences between it and the Brio, it is a hulking webcam. It is gigantic, and it has this big, beautiful wide-angle glass lens. Both cameras have a glass lens, and it has a privacy shutter built in. That's what this little thing is on the top here. You can flip that down to have privacy. But one of the biggest features that is different than this camera, with this camera versus the Logitech Brio, is this stand on the bottom and the pivoting arm. Two things that I think are superior about the design of this camera versus the Logitech Brio. First of all, the stand, built in, has an articulating bottom that folds up and down, and it also has a built-in screw right here, a screw hole. You can mount this camera into any tripod or a flexible stand of your choice. But what's really cool is that it has an articulating arm right here in the middle of the camera. So I'm sure you guys have struggled to try to get your webcam just right by articulating it and trying to get it up against the monitor, and it just doesn't quite get there. This has an articulating arm built into the actual design of the camera. Why doesn't every webcam have that? Now that I see that on this camera, why doesn't every webcam have that? Avermedia just blew everybody away with that feature, in my opinion. Also, I like how the USB port on the back of the camera is poking out of the camera, makes it easier to plug in and less cable tension with your cable, in my opinion, so that's a better element of the design. Overall, the design of this webcam versus the Brio, in my opinion, is superior in virtually every way, except that it is a gigantic freaking webcam. It's maybe 50% larger than the Logitech Brio. So if you don't want a big hulking webcam on top of your monitor to carry around, that could be a major disadvantage. Not to mention, this webcam is about 25% more expensive than the Logitech Brio. Let's go over the Brio's features. The classic. I hate talking bad about the Brio in this video because I've recommended this webcam to hundreds of clients who were very happy with it, and I own two of these. webcams, and I love it. Let's talk about the features of why I've recommended this to so many people. It's got the glass lens, which is great, and it has multiple fields of view, which I will show you here in a moment in the software, which is great. The PW513 only has one super wide angle field of view. That's one advantage of the Brio over the 513. But as I mentioned a moment ago, it does not have the articulating arm in the middle of the camera, so you can't get that perfect angle without accessories. And it does not have the mount exposed on the camera where you can just kind of mount it to whatever super easy. If you want to mount the Logitech Brio to a tripod or a gooseneck, you actually have to remove this stand that's on the bottom of it. You can pop it off, and then there's actually a screw hole in the bottom of the Logitech Brio down here that you can then screw the Brio into stuff, okay? Those are some of the advantages and disadvantages here. Let's recap. It's 25% cheaper than the Avermedia PW513. It is smaller, about 50% or so smaller than the other camera, and it does not have, in terms of cons, a good mounting and articulation solution. So if you're going to get the Brio, I feel like it's mandatory to get this gooseneck arm to go with it. Now, you can use this gooseneck arm with both of these cameras, by the way. Links in the description below to both cameras and all these accessories. But this gooseneck arm is mandatory for the Brio so that you can mount the camera to it and articulate it in place and get just the right angle. This thing clamps to your desk. It's metal. It's super sturdy. Got to get that for the Brio. Consider it for the Avermedia camera, but you may not have to use your money to buy this with the Avermedia camera because it has the articulating arm. This is a critical difference between these. Okay, I'm sure you guys have struggled with webcams on top of your monitors and trying to get the right angle. It's never right. Anyway, here's a solution that makes it always right if you want it to be. Okay, so I just showed you guys a moment ago. I'm going to cut to a wide shot of the Avermedia PW513. Here it is. So as you can see, I've got green screens behind me. I've got lighting on the green screens, and I am lit. So if you guys are considering investing hundreds of dollars on a webcam, one or the other, you definitely need to get some sort of lighting solution for both. They're both pretty good at low light compensation, but if without an accessory to go with it in terms of lighting, you're going to not get the mileage out of this camera that you could. So let me talk about a couple lighting solutions that I am currently using and enjoy recommending to my clients. First of all, the newer lights right here, under $200 for this kit, the most cost-effective kit in my opinion for home studio lighting. They run cool because they're LEDs. For under $200, you get 2 lights, 2 stands, 2 power supplies, 2 diffusers, and 2 carrying cases. It's a sick deal. I own 4 of these in my studio. I love them. Highly consider this if you want to light a green screen behind you, or you can use these as frontal lighting if you want nice even lighting or even a shadowy look across your face. These lights can accomplish that for you, and the diffusers that you see there can make it softer light that doesn't burn out your frickin' retinas. Now, another option for you guys that are looking for green screen, Elgato green screen is the only way to go in my opinion. I own 2 of them behind me, and it is the most sturdy design, and it is just the most reliable. These don't break. One of mine I've had for 2 years. I've upped and downed it like 900 times. Still works great. I bought a second one. Link in the description below. Nothing beats the Elgato green screen in my opinion. And for frontal lighting, if you do not have glasses, I do recommend as a cost-effective option a newer ring light. Why would I recommend this? Because you can just mount either of these cameras inside of the ring light if you would like, and it will give you nice even lighting on your face and on your body, on your shoulders and on your arms. Just easy. You just click it, turn it on, get the right color temperature and filters, and done deal. You're lit and you're looking good. If you wear glasses though, ring light will show up in your glasses as a reflection. So no bueno for glasses people, okay? Link in the description below to that if you want a quick and easy lighting solution, especially for people that do like Zoom calls and like GoToMeeting, or just want a quick vlog look. Man, seriously, just pop the camera in a ring light and turn it on. You're going to look like $1,000,000. It's just so cost effective and easy. Comes with a stand and a power supply and even a mount that you can use to pop on your webcam on there, okay? Love that option. Now, I promised you that we would be looking at software solutions. So let's go ahead and look at the software side of things. So first thing, we're going to look at Logitech software. As you can see, there's the green screen. So here's the power of chroma key. So if you guys are looking to do demos and things like that, like I'm doing right here. Both of these cameras have a high enough clarity to where you can go boom and get rid of your green screen to do demos. So consider that. The Logitech G Hub software, don't buy a webcam without dedicated software ever, please. It's terrible if you don't have software. It'll just look the way it looks and you have no control. This gives you control over your Logitech webcam, and it's free with the Logitech Brio. You can zoom, you can focus. As you can see, I can go way out of focus if I want, go way back into focus. You can control your exposure. I manually control mine. As you can see, that's horrible looking. You can bring it back to good and get the right settings for you, which is great. And you can change your field of view to super punched in, right in the middle, and 90 degrees. That is an option the PW513 does not have. So keep that in mind. You can change your priority with exposure, do HDR, and it has built-in filters. If you want to look a certain way on every Zoom call you do and your streams and in your studio, you have that option here, and it lets you manually select that white balance. All of these software controls here are critical, in my opinion, if you're trying to get a somewhat higher quality look. Let's now switch over to the software that comes with the Avermedia camera, which is very good as well. As you can see, my green screen is in the way, and this camera is sharp enough with the accessories I was telling you to boop, make that go away and to pop in and do demos and tutorials just like this. Because you have a lot of these controls here, you can do that. So this software has basic controls, brightness, contrast, hue, saturation, but here's the way it'll look right when you plug it in. In my opinion, a little too bright, a little too saturated. So it does give you the option to kind of pull that down a little bit in terms of brightness and in terms of saturation and get the look that you want. Here it is. Looks pretty good, right? Looks DSLR-like because you can control it using the software. So critical. This software is called Cam Engine. It's free with this camera. Also, you can control your white balance, zoom, pan, tilt, and anti-flicker if you have special lighting. All built into the software. This can run all the time and just enhance the way that your Avermedia PW513 looks at all times. So let's finish this video with the DSLR camera. Which one should you buy? Which one is the best camera for your money? The Logitech Brio or the Avermedia PW513? I'm going to leave the 513 on the screen because I think it's better. It's more expensive though. So the 513 just objectively, you saw it in the video, I think it objectively has a better look. It's almost DSLR quality, the 513. It's 25% more expensive, and you don't get the different field of view options with this camera. So that's disadvantages versus the Logitech Brio. But the advantages of this camera are that you can basically have a super tight look that's green screen worthy, that is future proof, plug and play. It has the articulating arm, so you may not need to buy a mounting accessory for it. And it comes with great software that you can use to customize the look. All of those are advantages here. The Logitech Brio, still a great recommendation, still a great camera. Maybe you like the softer look of the Logitech Brio personally in this video and you preferred it. That's cool. If you want a softer look, Logitech Brio. If you want a tighter, more saturated and clear look, the Avermedia 513. Both of these cost hundreds of dollars, so you have to take into serious consideration which one is within your budget. But I'd say both of these cameras create this mid-tier category almost between cheap webcams under $100 and DSLRs. So instead of going all the way up to DSLR and paying $500 to $800, you can do these that are somewhere in the middle in the couple $100 range to get you into that mid-tier range. Okay? So I recommend the Avermedia 513 at this point. If you're dropping hundreds of bucks, just pay the 25% extra and get this one. I'm so sorry, Brio. I've recommended this camera. I'm telling you to freaking everyone for years. I can't do it anymore. I have to recommend the 513. It's just better. Links in the description below. That's my honest opinion. And by the way, neither of these companies paid me a single dollar to do this video. It's all I paid for these with my own money. So take that as it is. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Happy cam shopping. Adios.